If you carry a knife for self-defense, you need to watch this video, because if you can't retain that blade in a fight, you're not just unarmed, you're dead. Let's check it out. What you're going to learn today are the exact techniques from my contemporary fighting art system that keeps your knife and your life under control. These are no-nonsense knife retention skills that could mean the difference between walking away or not walking at all. Now, I know some of you Filipino martial art fanboys think you've got it all figured out, but the truth is you'd be dead the moment you went up against a lifer with a body count who's done time in places like Pelican Bay. This isn't flashy knife fighting with a compliant partner. It's brutal, real-world knife work built for worst-case scenarios. What I teach prepares you for the kind of violence born in our inner cities and forged in Americans' deadliest prison yards. This isn't Instagram fantasy. It's knife survival against the most dangerous men still walking free. Now, this information comes straight from my book, Knife Fighting, a step-by-step guide to practical knife fighting for self-defense, where I teach realistic, no-nonsense knife fighting skills for real-world encounters. This book covers everything you need to know about knife fighting, from knife selection and grips to stances, footwork, targeting, knife retention skills, and so much more. I'll put a link in the description down below if you'd like to check it out. And for my War Machine Vanguard and Elite members, I'm releasing an exclusive bonus video on this very subject, content that will not be taught to the public subscribers. It drops today and is now available in the members only section of this channel, so be sure to check it out. And if you're not already a War Machine member, hit the join button below and explore the different perks that will take your self-defense training to the next level. Now, before we begin, I want to make something perfectly clear. The knife retention techniques I'm teaching you are not to deal with some Filipino martial art fanboy or anything ridiculous like that. This is with dealing with somebody who just came out of prison who's going to gut you to ribbons with a knife. This is practical, real-world combat techniques. Again, we're talking about prison inmate vicious knife attacks, brutal, hardcore, and bloody. So the first knife retention technique I'm going to teach you is against a one-hand wrist grab. So, for example, I'm driving the blade low, Tommy grabs with one hand. Now, in this situation, I have a knife, he does not. How is this justified? This is a deadly force situation. He did have a knife, it's been disarmed, and now he's trying to control my knife. That's the context of this technique. So from here, Tommy grabs with one hand. What we're going to do is we're going to rotate the knife counterclockwise against that thumb, and it breaks. Again, he grabs, I rotate counterclockwise, and the grip breaks. And from here, once it breaks, we can come in and go for a primary kill target, assuming it's justified. Now again, when Tommy grabs here, you don't make the arc really wide, okay? Because again, you're losing efficiency. All you have to do is keep it close to his wrist and let it naturally break. There's no way he's gonna hold on to this. So we come over, it breaks, and then we cut. He grabs again, rotate, and cut. The second knife retention technique is from a cross grab. Again, I'm driving low. Tommy uses the opposite hand to grab and control my knife. I'm going to rotate in a clockwise motion until it breaks. Again, it's all wrist action. I'm not using any muscle. I'm not using my shoulder. I'm using nothing but my wrist to break it. And then I come and I cut. Rotate clockwise. The grip breaks. I come in and then I cut. One more time, Tommy. Okay, so now we're going to alternate. Tommy's going to grab mirror image and then opposite hand, and we'll see how it works. Rotate, and I cut. Opposite, rotate, and I cut. Rotate, cut, rotate, cut. This next drill is exactly how real knife combat goes down. It's not like the Filipino martial art garbage that you see on YouTube. That stuff is so far removed from reality, I can't even know where to begin. But anyway, this is something like you're dealing with a hardened street criminal who just got out of prison, who's got a blade, and he's gonna gut you. So Tommy, come on out. This is called a knife struggle drill. Now there's so many different variations to it. Because YouTube viewers have very limited attention spans, I'm not gonna go in a lot of depth with this. We're just gonna do one basic technique, but it's just gonna give you an idea of the visceral, gritty, hardcore nature of real combat. It's not sexy, it's not pretty, it's not designed to win clicks on the YouTube, but it's designed to teach you guys how to really survive the realities of knife combat. Tommy's gonna grab my knife low here. Let's see if you can see it. I'm gonna grab his knife low. So this is a knife struggle. I'm holding his knife, he's holding mine. And what we're doing is we're lowering our base, 45-degree angle stance. Maintaining our balance is key. And all we're doing is he's trying to stab into me and I'm trying to stab into him. And it's basically a struggle. We're going back and forth. I am trying to penetrate and he's trying to penetrate. And we're moving around a little bit slower, Tommy. Now we're not gonna go hardcore because I'm not gonna be able to articulate it to you guys in the fashion that I want because I'm teaching you. I'm not fighting for my own survival in this case here. I'm just teaching it. So we're moving back and forth, back and forth. Now what this is testing balance, grip strength, forearm strength, leg strength. Your entire core comes into play. And this is why I always tell you guys, you need to condition your hands and your forearms if you want to survive unarmed combat or armed combat. So again, we're struggling back and forth. And again, if he's trying to press in, I'm trying to press in too, back and forth. Once you have the basics of the knife struggle drill, we can add knife retention to it. So Tommy comes in. Again, we establish a good base position. We have our center of balance. Our feet are shoulder width apart, knees bent. We're ready to engage in this heated struggle. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take turns breaking the grip. I'm gonna rotate outside, it breaks, and I cut. I come back, Tommy grabs it, and he does the technique, and then he cuts. So we're not putting any energy into this yet. We're just going back and forth. And I'm putting resistance on Tommy. When I'm grabbing Tommy, there is resistance. And you can play with the levels of resistance depending on how skilled your training partner is. So once we have this down, keep going a little bit, Tommy. So now we want to make this alive. I'm going to try to stab him in this knife struggle drill. And at various points, I'm gonna try to escape and he's gonna try to escape. So this is how it works. So we're moving around, there's energy here, I'm gonna break, and then I cut. Tommy's gonna try, that's it, good. Now this whole time, he's trying to put that blade into me, but I'm resisting against it. So as we move around, this is what a real knife fight looks like, guys. It's reality. Good job. And again, you're gonna lose your balance sometimes, but that's part of the learning curve. Good job. I'm literally trying to put this blade in his gut. Okay, so understand, you don't see it, but he feels it. Good job. Now, unless you've been doing this for a very long time, always wear eye protection. The next drill I'm going to teach you is called knife tracking. And this really illustrates the sheer brutality, simplicity of real world knife attacks. It's not sexy, it's not fancy, it's not supposed to be that way. It's designed to really prepare you for the real hardened criminal that's going to use a blade to hurt you. So Tommy comes out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to attack with a low drive. Tommy V-grips. Best controlling technique there is, bar none. What I'm going to do from here is I'm going to transfer to the other hand. Immediately, as Tommy sees that transfer, he goes for both on with his hand. And again, as soon as I come here, he adapts. He is learning to track that knife. He's not taking anything for granted. There are lots of different things we can add to this drill, but again, this is a beginner level video. So again, one more time, he V-grips. I'm trying to pump in, there's energy here, I'm pushing forward. Again, it's gotta be alive, you gotta have energy. I transfer, and he goes for two. Sometimes he may make a mistake, and use one hand. But as soon as Tommy, for example, Tommy just grabbed with one hand, as soon as he sees that mistake, he grabs it. He uses two hands to control this weapon. This is the way real knife combat goes down, guys. Keep your balance, Tommy. Remember, shoulder width apart, knees bent, 50-50 weight distribution. He is getting really into the drill, and that is how he learns. Adapt. Good job. That knife tracking drill sets the groundwork for knife retention techniques. Tommy, come on out. So again, he V-grips low, I transfer, he adapts, he V-grips low. I transfer again, he V-grips low. I'm gonna do the technique I taught you early in this video. Rotate out and cut. I come back, I drive, shift, drive, break, cut. So I have a question for you. How come when Tommy does the V-grip and I do the escape technique, I simply do one cut? How come you don't see me do something like this? Can you answer that question for me? Why would I not do a technique like this? And the answer is because that is all bullshit. No one is gonna stand there and let you dice him up like a Thanksgiving turkey and just dance around him while he just stands there. I'm telling you something, guys, when you see videos of people demonstrating these rapid fire knife cuts and they dance around the guy, they are selling you bullshit. It will never go down like that, so don't train like that. Let me make one thing perfectly clear. Using a knife in self-defense is a legal minefield. The law does not care how skilled you are. It only cares whether your use of deadly force was justified. Were you facing an immediate threat to your life? Was the threat truly lethal? Did you have no other safe options? If you can't honestly answer yes to all of those questions, then using a knife could land you in prison for a very long time. Knife retention isn't flashy, it's not cinematic, and it's not sexy. But if you carry a blade for self-defense, it's the most critical skill you can have. Because if you lose that weapon, you've just armed your attacker and sealed your own fate. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next video.